Today I have a bar workout for you. We're doing bar circuits, and you're going to want to have a band and weights. And so this is going to be full body bar, and then I invite you to work out where you might, if you want to, if you need to, hold on to something. I am going to use the edge of this piece of furniture, and I'm going to use this little wall if I need to. Always, we're training our balance, so there's going to be some times where be open to wobbling and just having to put your other foot down or whatever. We're training our balance with bar, but you do probably want to work out in a place if it's possible, or grab you a chair and pull it near you so you have something like a bar to hold on to. So we have 4 circuits. We're going to do a circuit with the band on, weights every circuit, and then band off or band break. Then another one with the band on, and then band off, another band break. And our message for today is Colossians chapter 4, verse 5. Conduct yourselves wisely toward outsiders, making the best use of time. We're going to talk a lot about wisdom today, and how can we spend our time well, how can we be wise, and how we act towards people, and just talk about wisdom in general, other places. So it's going to be good, and let's just get warmed up. We are going to just go ahead and take your legs wide in bar. I call these plie squats sometimes, but in bar, this is second position. So you have your legs wide, toes pointed out, hold your hands out, and now we're going to squat down and raise it up. Just get into that. Second position. Make sure you're breathing today. As we do this workout, you have light weights. I don't think they should be more than 3 pounds, and if you're in kilograms, I would say 2 kg would be actually kind of heavy. Maybe just go 1 kg. Time under tension and a little faster pace. All right, so go down. Now take your arms in front of you, down and just up. Good. I do and have come to love bar. All right, pull your legs together. Your feet are going to make little V's. Here's first position. And take your arms up and just go down. It can be smaller right now as you're warming up. Out to the side. Put your arms out to the side. Warming up those shoulders. Warming up our knees, hips, ankles. And speaking of ankles, just pull your foot up and roll your ankle. A couple of times I'm going to invite you to raise up raise your ankles to releve. You want those ankles ready for that. All right, just take your foot and step back behind you. Straight back behind you, and then back forward. How are we to conduct ourselves? All right, now take your foot and go behind you to the side, back to the side. We are to conduct ourselves wisely toward outsiders. Oh, let's talk about outsiders. These are people outside of the church, outside of their normal realm, outside of their home. In Colossians 3, we talked a lot about the rules for our household, the people that we live with. Then we talked about masters and slaves, earthly masters who we work for, those kind of relationships. And in chapter 4, we have been talking about how we are to be bold, to share our faith, open doors, praying for one another in chapter 2. And then here, how do we conduct ourselves? How do we act? Roll your shoulders. Now just take your legs out to the side. One leg out and then to the other side. We've already gone back and behind us. Good. Now bring your leg forward, and kind of have it bent just a little bit. Not front kicks right here, but just bent gently bringing it forward. Good. Roll your shoulders and give me just a few. Open up these arms. Now, we're gonna get ready for the workout. So take your band, first round, first little circuit. We're gonna have our band on above our knees. And you can go ahead and grab your weights. All right, I'm gonna give you a second. And then here we're gonna go. So we're gonna go to first position, just like warm up. So make a little V with your feet. Set our timer. And if you want, so we're gonna start down low. You get to, as you bend, think about that band above those knees. You can start with your feet on the ground for this first round. But one option is that you raise up on those toes, ankles up, releve for this move. All right, now training our balance. We're gonna work this side. So your left side and have your palms facing back, balance and tiny kickbacks with your foot. And as you do it, your palms are facing up and you have tricep pulses. And if it's too much to balance, you put that kickstand and you pulse every now and then and you pulse those arms back. All right, we're gonna put our weights, both weights in this hand, in your left hand, and we're gonna have some mini snatches. So give me a squat. You don't have to touch the ground, but you're reaching down and you're raising that shoulder up. So in our 4 rounds, this time we're gonna work your left side of the body, and then next time right, and then left, and then right. All right, one more move. I'm gonna hold on to my furniture here, and I'm going to hold both weights in my arm and give me a side raise with a chest fly. Now, 2 options. You're not in a squat position. You're just raising that leg out to the side. Your arm can be straight. That's gonna be harder, or it can be bent. All right, we're gonna go back to the top. Here's the harder option with the first position. You can go up on those toes, working your balance, and we're gonna do bicep curls, down and up. And if the balance is too hard, you can put those ankles back down. Good job. As we get more and more into this, your glutes are gonna turn on and you're really gonna be able to feel them. All right, leg, working on the other side, right leg back, and pulses. Hands or palms are facing up. And you're giving tiny movements with your triceps, tiny movements with that leg that's raising. Don't arch your back, and you're just pulsing it. This is where we have the time under tension. You're holding it under tension this whole time, even the leg that's balancing, and you're working it. All right, weights in the other arm, and then tiny snatches. Squat it down. Think about that band above your knees. Knees going out. Good. Breathe out as you raise that arm up. Working that shoulder. Good. Good job. All right, other side. So hold on, and you have your option. Straight arm, straight leg, side raises, or you can bend that arm if your weights are too heavy. Just little flies and raises out to the side. All right, this is the end of the second round of our first little circuit, and we're gonna go right into it and do one more round on each side. So again, right here, you can have those feet down, or you can raise up onto your toes. Bicep curls a little faster than normal. You have lighter weights. Good job. Now this time right here, stay low and hands are out and peel. You peel your knees apart. Come on. Good job. Back to this side, kickbacks. I want to show you, no arch back, just tiny little raises. All right, we're going to go back to our message. Colossians 4, verse 5. Conduct yourself wisely toward outsiders, making the best use of time. Good job. Hand weights in this hand and snatch it up. So I want to talk just for a second. I already mentioned it in the warm-up. Outsiders. Who are outsiders? Remember, Paul was writing to the church at Colossae. And also, what I said, he's just been talking about people in your home as a church body. Continue in prayer. He's saying, pray for me. And then now, he's telling them, for your relationships outside of the church, conduct yourselves wisely toward outsiders, making the best use of time. So toward outsiders, that's going to be our first focus. He's got an assumption here. He's assuming that these people live and work in the world among outsiders, non-believers. Good job. Back to the top. You can have those ankles down or be up on your tippy toes. So he's assuming that they have relationships with people outside of the church. I'm just going to assume that for you, and I do too. Now, right here, hold it down, pulse out. Open up those knees, and also you're just holding those biceps and pulsing out. Good job. Other side, kickbacks. So, this is talking how we act towards people who are not part of the church. And that could be anyone. Could be other believers, but I really believe that it's for people who do not follow Christ, who are not believers, who do not hold to the same beliefs that we hold to. People in the church, believers. All right, so that's who we're talking about. Those are the outsiders. So, as we finish up this round, I want you to call to mind, think about who are your outsiders. If we take this message for you, who's your outsider? Who are people in your life that are not believers? This is your message. You're called to conduct yourselves wisely toward them. So, bring them to mind. Who are the non-believers in your life? Your neighbors, your co-workers, fellow students or classmates, or people in your family, or strangers. So, you have a tiny break right here. That's the end of our first round. And during your break, take your band off. We have a band break. We're gonna have our next circuit without our band. So keep thinking about who are your outsiders. And then, it's not a long break, so go ahead, grab your weights, put them in your left hand. And we're gonna start right here with holding that arm up. You're gonna crunch it to your knee, crunch it to your other knee. We have a nice rotation there, and you got some nice shoulder presses. Crunch, then crunch to the other side. And as you crunch, especially with that rotation, breathe out. It really engages your core. Yeah? Knees up, nice rotation. All right, put weights, both arms back to second position. So as you go down, I want you, your arms start down, and as you go down, you raise your arms, you crisscross at the top, and then you stand. Raise your arms, hold it, time under tension. Shoulders, shoulders, crisscross above your head, arms down. Try to have straight arms. I asked you to have light weights. All right, first position, your legs are in a V, and you're gonna take your arms up and then bicep curl. Up, and as you do the little bicep curl down below, you give me a good little squat. Not truly a squat, but you bend your knees and you go down. So take shoulders up and out in a V, wide bicep curls. Good job. And keeping it wide, we're gonna hold our arms wide and you're gonna place your palms towards me. Curtsy lunge behind, stay on this side. Now usually we have those tricep extensions, narrow, elbows closer to our heads. But for this, I want you taking it wide, curtsy and back. Good job. These are our 4 moves. All right, go back to the top. So weights in your right arm, crunch that knee, crunch the other. Breathe out pretty boldly, especially on that rotation. Big core move, it's like a crunch. Right here too, you want to breathe every time. Good job. All right, I want to go back to our message. Plie, arms down. And as your legs go down, raise those arms, crisscross at the top, lower. Raise, good job. Tension right there in that squat and also in holding those arms up above you. Don't arch your back. Good job. All right, if you want, you're invited to be up on those tiptoes. Wide curls, wide shoulder presses. Think V, think W. V and W. Oh, how fun. Good job. All right, I skipped one move, but we're gonna do this side and then that side. All right, you ready? We're gonna go to we're gonna do this side first. You go to a reverse lunge, and then right out in front of you, you drive it and pull it in. Stay on that side, drive it and pull it in. Good. We might just do these together on the next round too. So pull it out, drive it, and then pull it in. Hold that tension in this leg, don't stand all the way. You hover right here, drive it and pull it. Last one. Now we're gonna go to the other side. Back, drive it, pull it. Hover, drive, pull. I sometimes call this the steering wheel. If you pretend these 2 little weights are like a steering wheel. Don't stand all the way straight. Hold that tension for me. Good job. Now, we're gonna go back to the top. This side this time. Arms in this way, crunch, crunch. So hopefully, by now, you know who your people are. Who are your lost friends? Who are the outsiders in your life? How do you act around them? You are called to conduct yourselves wisely. Good job. Hold that tension. Stand. Conduct yourselves wisely. What does wisely look like? And this is where I'm like, every person doing these workouts is going to have a different answer. Good job. Last one. Legs up or down. You hold those arms V, curl it out with a little squat. down, down. Good job. So ask yourself, you ask yourself, and I'm asking you, what does conducting yourselves wisely look like? What are wise behaviors? Good job. Back to the top. Weights in this arm. Crunch and then crunch. Good, good. So wisdom, wise, wisely. It's actually a major theme of Colossians. So let me briefly tell you some of the other places that wisdom is mentioned in Colossians. Take it wide. As you squat it down, raise those arms, crisscross, stand. So in Colossians 1:9, Paul's praying for the church of Colossae, and he says, I pray that you will be filled with the knowledge of God in all spiritual wisdom. So there we have spiritual wisdom. Up on your tippy toes or down. Colossians 1:28. This is all about Jesus. All about Jesus. We heard all about Jesus, that in everything he might be preeminent. And then at the very end of chapter 1, Paul says, him, Christ, we proclaim, teaching everyone, warning everyone with all wisdom. All right, now those reverse lunges. We're going to start on this side. You raise it up and hover, drive it, pull it. Raise it up or go out to the front, drive and pull. Don't ever stand fully. I want you holding the tension in that right leg. Hover, drive, pull. Good job. Right there. Now stand. We're going to change sides. So back, drive it, pull it. Colossians 2:3, he says that all the treasures of wisdom and knowledge are hidden in Christ. 2:23 says, this is a different one. He's talking about all this self-discipline and the ways that the people act. He says, weights down, you have a break. He says, they have an appearance of wisdom, but they're of no value, putting to death the desires of the flesh. All right, get your band, you're in this break, and put it on above your knees. Back to, you're halfway done. We have another band circuit and another band break. All right, and then again, in Colossians 3:16, Paul tells us, let the word of Christ dwell in you richly as you teach one another in all wisdom. So he's mentioned wisdom 5 different times. All right, back to the top. You have your first move. We're going to do, I want you to do L's with your arms, side raises. We're going to go out to the side. The other leg is balancing. We're going to stay on this side. If this is really hard to balance, you can put both weights in your arm and shoulder raises with one arm. I love that we train the balance right here. All right, you're going to take first position, put those legs together, and your arms are going to be out. And as you peel down or open down, I want you to open your arms, chest. Like you have a newspaper, you're going to turn the page. All right, now what I really want is that you hold it down and you peel, peel, peel. Good job. What a nice move. Now, we're going to take that leg out in front, bend it a little bit, go to a stagger squat, curl, out to the front, curl. So you got shoulder raise and leg raise, squat and curl, shoulder raise, leg raise, squat, and curl. Can you bend that leg a little bit as you raise it, then curl it? All right, last one. Back to first position, and you're gonna have arms up, and as your arms go down, you bend your knees out. Good, out. If you want, you pop those ankles up and out, out. That's gonna depend on your balance and your fitness preference or fitness level. Good job. That's our little circuit. All right, now we're gonna go to this side. Leg raises and shoulder raises. Again, if you need to hold on, I invite you to put both weights in this arm and hold on. Otherwise, please, 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 train your balance. That is part of the workout. Go wobbly with me. It's okay. So, in our last little circuit, in our message, we talked about how wisdom is so important. Back to your little V, and you're going to take it down, open. So stay down, time under tension, peel those knees open, peel, and open up your chest. Open up those shoulders. Wisdom, wise, acting wisely is such a theme of Colossians, and it is so important. All right, this side, right side, raise that leg, bend it, and then squat and curl. Raise and shoulder raise, squat and curl. Raise, shoulder raise, squat and curl. Other places that Paul talks about wisdom, a few other places, especially Ephesians 5, he talks a lot about how also we act and walk. Ephesians 5:15, he says, look carefully at how you walk, not as unwise, but as wise, making the best use of time. The days are evil. This one seems so much like what we have here in Colossians 4:5. All right, you're halfway done through the band circuit. Back to this side, side raises. So wisdom is such a theme. I want to talk all the way through wisdom, the last bit of this circuit. So Proverbs 1:7 says the fear of the Lord is the beginning of true knowledge and wisdom. And then James 1:5 says, hey, if any of you lacks wisdom, then you ask God. All right, arms out to the front. Bend down, knees down. Peel those knees open as you open up your arms. James says, if you lack wisdom, ask God. He gives it generously. So, the reason I mention all of those is I want you to know the wisdom is so important. Walking wisely, conducting ourselves wisely, it's so important. And we have to know, where do we get wisdom? James just told us right there, if you lack it, you ask God. Pray for it. He will give you that wisdom. He might send you knowledge. He might show you in His Word. He might give you a conversation with a person or some kind of awesome resource. But if you lack wisdom, you ask God. Good job. Tricep extensions. Good. I just realized that I raised the wrong leg. You might have caught that. I'm going to raise the other leg in the next round in case you were mirroring me. But if you do that leg, you're probably already paying so much attention and you caught me. Now we're going to this side, even though I tried to already do it. Raise it up. Shoulder raises. Good. You can do straight arms or L's. So, We need wisdom. Seek the Lord, the fear of the Lord. Get in the Word and then pray and ask God for it. We got to get wisdom before we conduct ourselves wisely. Okay, here we go. Down, heel, heel. So now that we know the importance of wisdom and where we get it, I would say the Word, and I would say praying. I think wisdom comes a little bit with time and also just experience. But more important than time and experience is, so last time I raised this leg and I shouldn't have. I'm going to raise this one. You pay attention to which side you're on. But shoulder raise, leg raise, and then squat curl. One leg squat, narrow curl. Good job. So now we know how to get our wisdom. So what we're to do with it, we are to conduct ourselves wisely towards outsiders. Wisely towards outsiders. Last one in this first position, be up on those toes if you want, or keep those ankles on the ground. Tricep extensions. With these tricep extensions, will you try to keep your elbows close to your head? And I've already asked you, and I hope as you're working out, you're getting ideas. What does it look like for you to conduct yourself wisely towards outsiders? Weights down, you have a break, bands off. Done with the band. Woo. Good job. One more round. It's going to be good. And then we have to talk about time. Making the best use of time. Time management is so hard for me. All right, right here, I want you to make some L's with your arms and your legs. And you're going to balance right here. Train the balance. I want you doing knee extensions and serving the platter. So your biceps are working and your legs are working. Oh my goodness, right here. Your quads are really working. So important to strengthen those muscles around the knee. Good, good, good. All right, here we go, more tricep extensions. Wide, let's do it again. Curtsy lunge, stand, curtsy, stand. Good job. Getting after those glutes, getting after the triceps. We got this goodness right here. So making the best use of time. All right, check this out. So you're gonna do a plie, so I want your toes out, and again, take your hands down. And as you go down, bring them up, but this time out to the side, back to the front, and down. Bring them up as you go down, hold that squat, back together, stand. Shoulders and inner and outer thighs. Time under tension. Now, take this leg, dig that heel down, palms up. And I want you to squat down, row it, and then stand. Go down, row it, and then stand. So sit back, pull those weights up, row them up, and then stand it up. In some ways, this is training your balance. It feels like a squat on that one leg that's bent. It also feels like a stretch on the other leg. All right, back to the top. Other side, right side. Make those L's. Kick your knee out. Extend it at the same time that you extend the platter. Biceps and quads right here. How do you make the best use of time? I believe this also looks differently for every person. My husband and I are on total, take this leg back, wide, total opposite ends of the spectrum of how we manage the time. If you know Myers-Briggs, I am such a P and he is such a J. He loves the calendar so much. I love the calendar. I've come to see it's my friend, but I love spontaneous things. Spontaneity is how I thrive. All right, legs go wide. Take those shoulders up, out, together, down. So the way I make best use of my time looks very different for him. Also, so some of it's personality. Some of it is season of life. Are you single? Are you married? Do you have kids at home? Young kids, old kids. Are you an empty nester? Are you caring for aging parents? Last one, take that hamstring down, sit back, row it, stand. So how you are called to use your time is gonna be different. It's gonna be very individual. But here is what is the word for all of us. All of us, I don't care who you are. I don't care your ethnicity, your gender, your marriage status, or whatever. We're going back to the top. Knee extensions. All of us are called to be wise in how we act towards outsiders, making the best use of time. All right, I just want to talk about this. I have 5 kids. Right now, at the time of recording this workout, 4 of my kids live at home. Some days I'm like, I can't get out. I homeschool. I have a lot of online meetings for my job and some counseling things that I do. And it feels like I don't get out. And I'm not ever out with outsiders. I'm actually an extrovert. I love getting out. But we're called to make the best use of our time, and we're to be wise toward outsiders. No matter our season of life, no matter what this looks like for us, keep going. We got our second position. Raise it up. Hold that tension. But I'm just here to always tell you, almost all the time, it's going to look different for all of us. But no matter what, you are called to be engaged and engaging with non-believers and be wise in how you do it and take care to spend this side, other side, spend your time well. If it's just a little bit of time because you're in a crazy season, because your job is very demanding, because you got to care for people, whether that's your parents or your kids or your spouse or yourself, whether it's a little time or a lot of time, you're called to conduct yourself wisely. And we should not take this for granted. And if our time is even less because of whatever reason, we better be even all the more wise. How do we make sure the little bit of time that we're around outsiders, that we are doing that well? And then making the best use of time. They kind of go together, what I was just saying. We need to be wise. And then the other thing, and I get this actually from some commentaries, last 2 moves, hold it up, shoulders out, down. It talks a lot about how this is how we use our time and being wise, wisdom. It's critical to our witness of the gospel. Our gospel walk must match our gospel words. All right, last move. Did I miss something? We're gonna go down, dig that heel. You go down, row it up, and stand. Good job. So, our gospel walk must match our gospel words. So ask yourself that wisely. It's how I'm acting wise. That's the end of our workout, but I might have missed something. It's okay. If you know what it is, get after it. But I can't think. All right. Our gospel walk must match our gospel words. So here we have in chapter 4, verses 3 and 4, Paul's asking, pray for me. Pray that I'll have opportunities, open doors. Pray that I will declare the mystery of Christ and that I will speak it clearly as I ought to speak. We are called to share the gospel with words, to share Christ with words. But how we walk, and that's the language he uses in Ephesians 5, how we conduct our lives, we have to be wise. If we are out sharing the gospel, but the way we behave and act is not matching, man, we're doing lots of damage. So let's just sit in that and just confess that and ask the Lord to give us some direction, repentance, and leave it with him. So we're going to cool down, and I want you to hold on to whatever you have, and I want you to cross that leg over, one of your legs over, and as you hold on, I want you to sit back, and if possible, push that leg down. Conduct yourselves wisely toward outsiders, making the best use of time. Now, as we're finishing this workout, here's a question that I want you to think. Change sides and sit back into that other side. Which part of this verse is most important to you? Do you need to get among outsiders more? Are you kind of in your home too much or in your Christian bubble too much? You might be getting outside, but maybe all of your friends and people are are believers. All right, now facing whatever it is that you have, raise those arms up and put your hands on them and just push your shoulders down. And the piece of furniture, your chair, is pushing your shoulders up. So on one hand, maybe your plan of action from this workout, from this verse, from this message is get out more. And not just get out, you might get out all the time, but get out among non-believers. Hang those arms, pull it across, and breathe. So is that what the Lord's calling you to do? Is the Lord calling you to seek wisdom? Get in the Word. Seek wisdom. The fear of the Lord. Good, let's do the other side. Pull it across. Or is the Lord calling you to check how you spend your time? So we have 3 different things that we can leave and kind of apply to our lives. What's your application point? Are you to get outside more? Get amongst non-believers. All right, pull this leg and just pull. We're stretching out those quads that we worked. This helps us with balance or hold on to furniture. Good, now stretch the other side. Get out among non-believers. Build relationships with non-believers. Make the best use of time. Take and stand and reach tall. Now just fold over and just twist all around. Legs together or apart, it's okay. Now take your arms and crisscross and just let them fall in front of you, the weight pull. Are you called to consider how you act and your behavior? Are you doing and acting wisely? Are you called to consider time management? All right here, legs straight together, raise up onto those tippy toes, and I want you to make yourself as tall as possible. Tall as possible, stretch those arms up. Now let it down and release. Do that again. Inhale, as tall as possible, and release. Roll those shoulders. Now give me just a slight little lunge here. We're thinking more about this back of our body right here, and just lean forward, lean down. Conduct yourselves wisely. Change sides towards outsiders and make the best use of time. Good. Oh Lord, I thank you. I thank you so much for this workout. I thank you for this calling. Lord, I pray over our relationships with people who are not believers. Oh Lord, I pray those people that you are calling to mind, my people that I have in my mind, help us, Lord, to conduct ourselves wisely. Help us, Lord, to seek out new relationships with non-believers. And Lord, I also pray that we will make the best use of our time, and especially that we will make the best use of our time with outsiders. I pray all of this in Jesus' name. Thank you so much for working out with me.